What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Power Sports Steve, and again today we are at Extreme Power Sports in Opelika, Alabama. Today we're checking out the new 2024 Polaris Highlifter Sportsman 1000, and as well as we're going to compare the Sportsman 850 Highlifter. And basically the last couple of videos, or one of the videos, I got a comment on, hey man, why don't you talk about some prices? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to compare the models, and we're going to talk about price. So stay tuned for all that, and let's get in it, see what we're talking about. If you don't know about the Highlifter, you either are not really in the ATV market, or you've been living under a rock, I guess is what I'm going to say. So let's start with the 850. And folks, my voice is for some reason a little hoarse today. All right, so real quick, 850 and 1000, virtually the same platform, right? As you can see, he's got the Outlaw tires on them. They both run 30-inch tall tires. Both have 14-inch wheels. They're both, according to Polaris, aluminum rims. I will say the 850 resembles a steel wheel, but according to the website, that is an aluminum wheel. The wheel on the 1000, I feel like does look a little nicer, but you know, what are you gonna do? No big deal. So let's just go over aesthetics real quick, all right? So you got the 850 and kind of the gray, 1000's in the black this year. Now you know every year they kind of change colors up. The 1000's got the painted cowl, which is your cover for your radiator, because the radiators are relocated on these guys for mud. The 1000's gonna have this front bumper. It's gotta have the synthetic winch on it as well already. And let's look at the chassis real quick. If you can kind of tell, the 850 there has got the blue powder-coated springs, black A-arms. When you go to the 1000, okay, you've got the blue powder-coated springs, but you've also got the blue powder-coated A-arms. So that's a nice little touch. One thing you do get on the 1000 versus the 850 is you get the little grab handle right here. I guess if you go, you know, bobbing in the water, you can hang on to this guy right here, but the 850 does not have that, okay? Let's look at seats. I come on this side so you can see the seat. Way nicer stitching on the 1000. I don't think there's any difference in the seat quality or cushion or anything like that, but as you can tell, definitely nicer than what is on the 850, okay? Go across the back, okay? Pretty obvious. 1000's got the rear bumper on it right here, powder coated blue to match. 850, as you can see, no bumper on it. Black A-arms, blue springs, and blue A-arms and blue springs on the 1000. So that's really about it. These folks, these have the same ground clearance. They have the same dash, the same lights, same transmission. And here's the deal. It's gonna now cost you $4,700 to go from 850. What up, Austin?
How's it going, Steve?
Good. Austin's gonna make his YouTube debut right here. Which one you want? 850 or 1000?
1000 all day.
Why?
Power steering, you get the winch already on it,
Ooh.
you got the bumper on the front.
Oh, look at that.
Power too.
See, I'm probably gonna go complete opposite of him, but that's, you know, nothing new. Anyway, all right, Austin brought up a great point that I hadn't got to yet, folks. The 1000 comes with the electronic power steering. 850, hard to believe, but it does not have power steering. I believe the aftermarket companies do make a power steering kit for this thing. It's probably the first thing I would buy. I can't imagine riding this thing around in the mud and the muck with those tires without having power steering, but that's just me. Maybe I'm getting old. So, paint, front bumper, rear bumper, winch, and power steering are the big differences that you're going to get on the 1000 over the 850, okay? I was going to get into kind of a little bit of the mechanical stuff. It's going to be the same on all of them. Oh, I know what I was doing. It's my price. Let me back up. I'm sorry, folks. All right, $4,700 to get the 1000 over the 850, okay? That's what you get, what I just listed. Bumpers, paint, winch, power steering, a little nicer seat, and the little wraparound bar there on the handlebars, okay? So let's talk, what else do you get mechanically speaking? All right, 850, 78 horsepower, 85 horsepower on the 1000. That's all on Polaris's website, by the way. I think someone was saying the new 1000s may see 90, but on the website it shows 85 on the 1000 and 78 on the 850. Might be a little bit of torque difference here, but we're not going to get into that. It's not listed. So basically, folks, these machines are very, very similar. Okay, if you don't know this, on the Highlifters, okay, they have same type of transmission as what's on all of them, right? The CVT transmission. You've got your park, reverse, neutral, low, and high, right? The difference is that on the Highlifters, specifically to them, 850 and 1000, you've got lower gearing. This applies to the low range and it applies to high range. So it's not just a low range change here. This is the whole entire transmission is geared lower. If my understanding and memory serves me right, top speed on these guys are somewhere around 50 or maybe just over that. Whereas a normal XP 1000 is going to far exceed 50 miles per hour. So if you're one of those folks that go out and you want to strap the cooler on the back with your favorite beverage and you want to ride dirt roads and just have a good old time, Highlifter is probably not for you. You're going to be very upset buying the Highlifter when you're trying to cruise those road speeds, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So I'm sure I've done this in another video, and there's probably plenty of videos out there, and I'll just kind of give a once over real quick after we talked about all that. But the dash, again, pretty much the same. It's got the key here on the side. Old school, I call it the ATV dash because it's in pretty much all the ATVs for the most part. But it's got your basics on here: speedometer, tachometer, gear indicator, your clock, your fuel gauge, full drive indicator, all right? And of course you can change some of this where, you know, like you got RPMs on top, speedometer, back to RPM, change up the middle, speedometer, odometer, trip 1, trip 2, voltage output, engine hours, service indicator. If you don't know this, these are going to be set up from the factory for a 25-hour first service, and then you're going to go at the 50 mark from there, total time, and back to engine temperature, and say back to, there we go, back to the tachometer. If you don't know this about Polaris's, you've got one lever braking, so your front brake lever, notice there's not one on this side. This lever basically applies 60% of the pressure to the front, 40% to the back, all at the same time. You do have a foot brake pedal right here. It controls just the back. However, something to keep in mind, if your four-wheel drive is engaged and it is currently locked together, if you use one brake of any sort, they're all going to be braking. So something to keep in mind. I'm sure a lot of you know that. Light switch, on and off, self-explanatory. Kill switch, speedo override. This will also, I can hit it and you can see it changes your input there in the middle, right? It's also a reverse override, so if you're stuck in the mud and you want to get a little more speed out of the machine to get out of it, you can hold this down and it will override your reverse limiter. So, not a big deal. Let's see. I mentioned the seats. I don't know if you got to get the seats off. I don't know if I've ever probably pulled one off, but on the Polaris, it's kind of cool. There's no latch, there's no lever or nothing. You just kind of grab it. Sorry, couldn't do it with one hand. There you go. Pull the seat off. It just got the little dills here that sits, and these two grommets are out here. Not much to see. Just want to show you how the seat came off. On the back, you do have a little storage box back here. Of course, we've got the owner's manual and all that in there. Good place to keep some goodies. Oh, I didn't mention it, but obviously y'all saw the hitch, 1 1/4 inch hitch receiver. And I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Maybe I can set the camera down and take off the front cowl. And honestly, I hate taking off the cowl because it is a pain to take off. So, but anyway, this is access to your radiator and everything in the front. It's got a lever latch right here. Pop up. There's one on this side. Pop up. You can pull this guy off. If you don't know this, pop this little guy off. You've got access to your fuses. Little fuse box in here. Maybe I'll grab the camera so I can show you. Set this down so it doesn't get scratched up. All right, there you go. Fuses right here, self-explanatory. Tells you what everything goes to. So if something's not working right, I don't know why my camera is not zooming. There we go. Tells you what everything goes to. So if something quits working, you can probably find it. Dual fans on your radiator. Obviously, to keep your radiator as high out of the mud and muck and dirt and everything as what we can when it's located up on top of the rack here. That doesn't mean that it doesn't get muddy up here. So keep that in mind. If you got an overheating problem, probably got some mud in your radiator, folks. You need to clean it. All right. Don't be that person. Obviously, you've got all your intakes up here and everything. So that's about it, I think. I don't know if you can see it. The battery is actually right behind this little screen. Much better than where some of them used to be. Although, I don't know if I really like it there myself, just because people beat the crap out of things. The 1000 is protected between the bumper and the winch. But the 850 is pretty vulnerable, if you ask me. Well, folks, if you liked the video, really love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Please, if you like the video, give me a like. If you hate the video, well, I'm sorry, and I'll do better next time. If there's something you want to see, let me know. Actually, you know, before you go, I hope you watch till the end. I'm going to start them up, so let's see if they sound the same, right? Because some people are always like, oh, you didn't even start it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. All right, let me put the camera down. All right, there's the 850. All right. Sounds pretty good. Let's start up the 1000 here. Pretty much sounds the same. The 1000 maybe sounds just a bit deeper. Of course, that's that just bigger engine, and that's all there is to it. Maybe hear it just a smidge from the 850, but not a big difference. But anyway, again, folks, love it if you leave a comment. Talk about what you hate, what you like, all that kind of good stuff. Give some tips. Happy to answer any questions that you have. And thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.